understand it and make sure it works for them too.
Yeah.
What would the city council be doing about the little shopper buses? So, for example, the number 50 used to run every hour, Monday, Friday, and I used it quite a lot, around to Melville Major and up to Broadmeadows and back down. They want to have all these people living in all these accessible places. What's the city council's interest in providing shopper buses for people to be able to ride down to the shops and back?
So this is not based. So this is all based on walking. Okay, that you're not expected to
That's ridiculous.
have high density housing that's just serviced by public transport. The other thing about public transport, because let's face it, our bus service is on its knees at the moment, is that that's actually the job of the regional council, and I know that they're trying, but they are failing, even to do the most basic service. Hundreds of buses,
down.
they simply can't.
And what's the capacity of the railway, the Johnsonville railway line? What's the maximum capacity?
Well, that's what we want to make sure. We want them to find out officially. Okay. I mean, in theory, there's all sorts of things you can do to make, you can have 6-car trains and this sort of stuff. But we want to see that the limit on the Johnsonville line is limited to support, because it also goes into what percentage of people who go to work will take the Johnsonville line.
Yes, exactly. It's to the wrong place.
And it's actually a bit more complicated question than it seems, because you're trying to predict the future. And even the planners know, and they will say that they're trying to predict the future, and it's very difficult. So they're doing their best. But we're going to make sure it works for us.
Yes. I might have to
Sorry about that. So apparently we lost a connection here on live.
Yeah, we've got a new one up, but
it's a different link.
Okay, so
It's a continuation.
okay, so hopefully people will find them. Right. Any more questions? Is there any other questions from the?
Something close to your heart, the buses.
Yeah.
And our 8 out of the 10 buses that come into the Johnsonville CBD come from the north. Now, a lot of them are already at capacity when they get here.
Yeah.
So there's no more room on them. Only 2 buses, that's the 24 and the 25, come from the south. That's Broadmeadows and Kundala. The previous 2 mayors tried to slow down Johnsonville Main Road, which just shows that absolute lack of understanding of reality, because more than 50% of every vehicle that comes into the CBD comes from the north.
Yeah.
And if you slow that street down, there's no number 1, because it comes from the north. There's 3 other number 1s that come from the north, and the Granada Village one, plus the 2 Porirua buses. What are they going to do about increasing the capacity to get their buses through Johnsonville into the city?
So the first Let's Get Wellington Moving project is actually to look at putting bus lanes on Hutt Road and along.
That won't help coming through Johnsonville.
It won't help Johnsonville. There is a little bit of a plan to go through Johnsonville. Johnsonville traffic has gotten worse and worse and worse. I've said, Darren's more of a daily bus user, but I'm more of an occasional bus user these days. But the
Middle of the week.
But certainly it could take. I've been on a bus. It's taken 7 minutes to go from the bus hub to the BP.
It can take
Which is
20 minutes to get from the police station down to the BP.
I mean, the morning stuff is really difficult, and there are some ideas to make it a little bit better for the bus service, but yeah, our traffic is already very bad, and like I say, the concern we have is putting more people in Johnsonville without them taking public transport will just make our traffic it's already just a good
Well,
lot.
that's right. It's going to blow everything out.
It's just going to blow everything out, yeah. And it's just, yeah, and that will mean big bucks, to relieve the pressure again, where, extra lane down Noronga Gorge, for example.
It's all right. They were banned cars. So you won't go fit cars.
Oh, bank cars, yeah. That's right. I mean, I knew a friend who walked to work, but I'm not spending 2 hours each way. It's just like, and I know electric bikes are coming, but if you look at the weather last week,
Well, it's not just electric. It's not just electric bicycles that are coming. That you can buy a car in China next year for $5,000. It's an electric car.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like a smart car.
Yeah.
It's a micro little thing. But you've actually got you actually get $3,000 in your pocket for buying this car. You get it for free.
I know. I mean, it seems cheap, but then I just read today that the electric car prices have just gone up by the subsidy
Yes.
amount. So,
Absolutely.
so you know, the government's now helping line the pockets of car dealers.
What do they have to do with the batteries?
All right, well, yeah, so we're getting, so I'm not sure if there's any other key questions around spatial plan, future, should we, because we're coming to 9 o'clock and it's probably time to put this to bed.
Tony, right at the beginning, in the first slide that you had there, you said that the council is going to meet on Thursday to look at this plan. So what can we actually do between now and Thursday when I suspect that those councillors aren't going to listen to any feedback anyway?
So I would say we've had some very good conversations with councillors, and I might even be bold to say that I think councillors will do something about it, because much as officers' position seems to be a bit staunch on they know what's right for us, councillors have been engaged and been engaging, and so I would say contact your councillors. I mean, I certainly from our perspective, 3 Northern Ward councillors, Jill Day, Jenny Condi, Malcolm Sparrow, you know, they're listening to us and they're just trying to understand what they can do. There's a lot of pressure on council to support growth, and we do need to support growth. And there's also a lot of pressure on council to ameliorate the worst successes of the plan. I'll put it in a nice way. Some people want to stop growth. Okay, it's not going to happen. Growth has to happen somewhere. But everywhere, you know, our view, being the one that's going to take the biggest hit, our view is if we want to share the pain, you know, rather than just pick on 2 or 3 suburbs and just slam us. That's not going to work. And so, but the councillors are engaged. They're trying to get it right. Even officers are trying to get it right. But councillors are trying to get it right. So contact the councillors. The councillors on the Western Ward again is to remind me of promptly. So there's Diane Calvert, Simon Wolf,
Yeah.
and
Rebecca Matthews.
Matthews.
Who keeps saying that she's actually for this plan. That she wants to get.
Many of the councillors are for the plan, but they also are engaged with the community, and that's their role to represent the interests of the community to get it right. And so there's a whole. Here's one idea. Okay, here's one point about the 10-minute catchment for both Johnsonville and the 5-minute catchment for Kandala and Nio areas. Okay. They're essentially proposing that someone in the morning will walk 10 minutes to the railway station, 20 minutes on the train, 22 minutes on the train, if you're lucky.
25
minutes, sorry Darren, you're more of an expert than me. 25 minutes on the train, and then another 5 to 10 minutes from the railway station. Okay, but let's remove the train from the whole thing. Let's look at the walking. I mean, the fact is they're expecting people in the morning to walk 10 minutes to the station and then 10 minutes from the station. They're expecting people to walk 20 minutes if you're from a suburb. But if you're in the CBD, they only expect you to walk 10. You see? I mean, obviously the CBD, and that's what people do. They walk in huge numbers from Mount Cook and Newtown and Mount Vic. Huge numbers walk to it. So should the CBD catchment be 20 minutes instead of 10 minutes? Because they don't even have the loss of 25 minutes on the train. So everywhere within 20 minutes of the CBD should actually be considered for high density housing. And also in the CBD, they're much more accessible for cycling, you know, and that sort of stuff. So, you know, because they're expecting essentially people from Johnsonville, people from Kandala, people from Nio to walk 15 to 20 minutes to work, and that should apply, plus taking a train, whatever, but that should apply to people who don't take public transport. They should be expected to walk 15 minutes as well. And lots of people do. They walk down from Wadestown and from Kelvin. Lots of people walk up and down every day. And so those are the areas where you can build apartments without parking, you know, so make that happen. So that's an idea I think has some merit.
Okay.
All right, I
Finish
think
on
we'll,
that note.
let's wind up there. Thank you, Tony, for all your hard, thank you, Tony, for all your very hard work, putting this together. It's been really helpful to visualise a lot of the things proposed in the plan. The plan is very dense, and I think that was some of the feedback council had received, which was this, how am I supposed to understand this? I'm not a brain box, so thank you, Tony. As I said earlier, we'll undertake to provide some wording if people would like to pass that on to councillors between now and Thursday, or actually probably it'd have to be tomorrow. Otherwise, we do invite you to make your own submissions. Councillors generally are first name dot last name at wcc.govt.nz. And again,
And so one more thing.
yes,
So we're from the Johnsonville Community Association. We meet on the last Wednesday.
yes, as I was saying earlier, yeah, we meet once a month, February to November, last Wednesday of the month, in this building's room 2. We also, thanks very much to the Collective Community Hub for offering up a fantastic place for other regular public meetings like this. It's really excellent time for the community. So thanks everybody for coming out tonight on a bitterly cold evening. Thank you to everyone on YouTube for watching and listening and asking great questions. And let's see what we can do to ensure that Johnsonville thrives as a result of the spatial plan rather than suffers.
And time is
These meetings at 7:30.
Thank you.
Very good. Thanks, Tony, that's great.